Smith Hajinji Mubulembe, a typical Tonga name.
And what work did you do? Are you retired now?
I'm a teacher of Tonga, and I've been in the classroom for 38 years in government schools and mission schools. At the same time, I'm retiring effectively this year, but at the level of Education Standards Officer, Choma District. My title is ESO, Education Standards Officer.
It's funny you mention that because I taught history in Canada in 1967 to 1973, so we have a similarity of experience. I want to ask you a general question. I'm just an ignorant tourist. Who are the Tonga people? Can you tell me your definition, if you wish, or how would you explain to a stranger who the Tonga people are?
Thank you. Brilliant question. I have 10 books, and each book has 5 chapters. I've written this over the period of 25 years as to who the Tonga people are. First of all, the word Tonga, T-O-N-G-A, is full of history. I'll get back to that a little later. But the surface information is that Tongas are people who are mainly the first group in southern province of Zambia. And they are coming from the Middle East by way of Abyssinia through Kenya, Tanzania, Malawi, and crossing from Malawi into southern Zambia today. And the spirit medium helping them cross the Nsambei is Siadomboza. Now Nsambei is what people mistook for Zambezi. Nsambei is about where do I cross over from? It's actually a question, you know. But I want to think that white people who do not articulate Nsambei, they simply say Zambezi. Just like the Pioneer column, were interviewing this man known as Siga Pemba. They could not handle that. They simply said Pemba, which is a township a little away from Mons here. It's actually Siga Pemba. So the Tonga people are a sedentary people of southern Zambia who are into keeping mainly cattle and goats. Of course, they are into farming, mainly maize, you want to call it corn, groundnuts, and the like. Now, these are the Tonga people, and almost all their names are from pastoral and agricultural life. I know there's one thing you want to know. One of the things you want to know about the Tonga people is that they are the only people in Zambia whose names number beyond 3,000. If you try other people, they will not exceed 300. The names are finished. But for Tongas, it is 3,000 plus. Would you want to know why? I will take you there. Because I am a Tonga myself, born and bred in Monzo here. And my grandparents are from the valley. They are descendants of Siadomboza. And so this is why the name Tonga is about resilience and safety. Mark these two: resilience and safety. The name actually comes from Gutongela. Today you would want to simplify it for the sake of the new generation to mean a people that has been in pain, has been struggling, has been fighting for safety and security because they are indigenous people. They are the frontline occupants. So for them to survive is not easy. There's a lion there, an elephant this way, a huge snake that way, hunger that way, climate challenges that way, and they must survive. So, Baratongela, that is where Tonga comes from. So this is why I've done so many books on that. 10 solid books, 5 chapters each. Now, coincidentally, I didn't know that you are from Canada. I'm the Mubulembe who's been working on the Zambia-Canada Cultural Friendship Association. I started it myself, you know. So I'm speaking your language in Zambia. You know. What else do you want to know about the Tonga people?
I'm sorry?
What else do you want to know about the Tonga people?
What is the nature of the Tonga people that makes them so strong with all the challenges they faced from Kariba Dam to other tribes taking their cattle? What makes them so strong and resilient? What is it within the nature of the Tonga people that makes them so resilient and strong?
Thank you. Point number 1. Please be informed that only the Tonga people have this outstanding practice in Africa, whereby their graves are positioned in east-west position all the time. Are you burying them in Zimbabwe, in Malawi, in Tanzania, in Zambia? That is their position. And even without knowing, their graves are positioned that way. Is it at the level of instinct? Now, there's a message there. They position the graves in that manner because they believe they came from the Middle East by way of the East, and the escorting spirit, the guardian spirit, they believe still uses that pathway. Point number 2. Tongas never fight wars of offense. They are not offensive. They always fight wars of defense. And as you know already, when you fight wars of defense, your conscience is always clear and you always win. Sooner or later, you win. And this is why only the Tongas hold on to this legacy that should somebody run mad, allow them to take only one direction. If they go south, please fight and bring them back. They will get lost. West, they are in danger. North, they are in danger. East, let them go. After 3 days, or 3 weeks, or 3 months, or 3 years, they will come back. So they are resilient because of this very strong sense of belonging. They have not stolen anything from anybody. They have earned their livelihood. They defend it. And so they have this ancestral affiliation which tells them, do it the right way, do it again, do it forever. That's why they are resilient.
Do children learn about the spirit and the strength of the Tonga people in school?
Yes and no. Yes, because Tonga has been taught all along, but it's only now that it is a medium of instruction in schools in Southern Province as government policy. So this is when children are getting to be exposed to this reality. But the detail is not yet that remarkable. But as Education Standards Officer, I've been writing about that. Especially that World Bank invited me to participate in the writing project for textbooks in Zambian schools. And I put a finger on ECE. There is a book to that effect. And I'm happy Zambia Open Community Schools sponsored one piece of work I wrote concerning the environment and the children in Tonga. Of course, my work was supported also by the University of Zambia through Professor Kerry, the late, may his soul rest in peace. So, allow me to say that children are surely getting to be oriented into that. But the work on the table is still huge, very huge. We need to deliver on that. Why? I'm particularly jealous. I wouldn't want to lose this legacy. I wouldn't want to ignore this heritage. So I want it offloaded to the next generation so that Tongans can lead again in the area of protecting the environment, speaking the indigenous language, transmitting the values of hard work, honesty, trustworthiness, time management, care one for another, and high regard for visitors and strangers. Believe you me, you will not find this cultural milieu anywhere else in Zambia. Tonga people are ahead of the rest.
What is the state of the Tonga language? Is it in danger at all? Are the children, they're learning English in school? What is the Tonga language in danger of becoming extinct in the future?
Not really, but I'm aware that Tonga language is under attack. Since 1964, political leadership did not quite tolerate Tonga language. They had reservations. Why? Because Zambia was born here in Monze at Samliamomba, and the richest grouping were the Tongas. But leadership from other provinces took the show, and they did not find it in their heart to elevate the Tonga language. It is only now that there is a political leader who is Tonga that people are beginning to shape up for broader use of Tonga in Zambia. In fact, they associate patriotism, political affiliation, and sense of belonging with Tonga. The threat, yes, the attack has been there all along, but there's a bit of relief now, and I'm very proud of that.
Now, English is the official language in, is Tonga an official language in Zambia?
Yes, Tonga is one of the 7 official languages in Zambia. And the Ministry of Education at the level of Curriculum Development Center has a policy document which places Tonga side by side with Chinyanja, Chibemba, Lozi, Kaonde, can I say Luvale, and Chewa. So these are the 7 official languages. So for me, Tonga is the main one when you are in Southern Province, because schools are using Tonga in the classroom as a subject, and Tonga as a mode of communication outside of the classroom.
What challenges do the Tonga people face today? What problems do they have to deal with?
Number one, there has been this cultural interplay which has been negative.
I'm thinking of going to Bingen, is it Binga in Zimbabwe? Do you have any contact with the Tonga in Zimbabwe?
Yes, we have. Please allow me to bring on board Desmond here. He's my friend, he's my confidante. Desmond is aware that the Binga people are in constant liaison with Chief Monze here and Chief Moyo. Why? Because they are the same people. They only split to invest when their families expanded. So this is why we have annual ceremonies where the Ubinga people cross over into Zambia and play guest with Chief Monze at Gonde here. Other than that, Desmond is aware that some of the typical names that we use, for example, Mwemba, is a Zimbabwe name. Mambo is a Zimbabwe name. Why? Because of the Zika Mambos of Zimbabwe. Through Binga, we have Mambo, the shortened form of Zika Mambos. So when you find somebody in Mozi who answers to the name Mambo, just know they are from the valley, either as second or third generation. And so their lifestyle is well meshed with the people of Mozi, the people of Chief Pepo, Sinazongwe, Moyo, and Chief Mozi.
A Tonga story, a lesson, a legend, any story.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Under a minute I will do that. The Choma Museum engaged my services. I'm the one who wrote a book 2 years ago on Tonga province, Choma Museum. I was a principal contributor. Away from that, I have been on radio for 23 years now. Chikuni Community Radio. And when Chikuni Community Radio started the concept, I was the first master of ceremonies.
I don't dare it.
From there, we took one step further and reactivated the Gonde ceremony. So the first Gonde ceremony, I was the master of ceremonies. The second and the third. I'm even the one who wrote the speech for the president of Tanzania, Kikwete, who came to Gonde here as guest of honor. Then a few years down the road, we developed that a bit and started Samya Momba. So when it was inaugurated 2 years ago, I was the master of ceremonies there. Why? Because I've been part of the think tank, trying to reposition the Tonga culture. Now from there you can tell that I've been on radio and I have personally told stories, legends, folk tales, and testimonies. One of them is this. Nondo Asurwe, the bunny and the tortoise. Nondo Asurwe vagapangana guzundana. Surwe wagali kunyaha nondo ate kwatondisi irubiro. Nondo yagamba kuti surwe inganda gusia. Bonditanka surwe wagamba kuti buzuba butene tuyaguzundana. Buzuba nibwe gasiga inondo yagabinda yagulo abana banjiyo mu mugondo yawukalira gumbere niba gataliga guzundana surwe wagarunduga byalubiro gayiwuti inondo wayisi yabunsi bona wagabona gumbere galindira gata yiwuti inondo iligale gumbere pere inondo yagati surwe otya nindi mbere kwaja niganga surwe wagazundwa unono. Slow but sure wins the race. Abu kuma bularweza uyusigira mbogami. So that short tale is about the race between the rabbit and a tortoise. They challenge each other to a running race. But the better runner, being the rabbit, took things for granted and slipped along the way. The tortoise took advantage, crossed over, and hit the finish line. The rabbit, the clever one, was the loser. The tortoise, the seemingly like a daisical one, was the winner. Thank you.
It's a universal story. Eh? Where's the Tonga Museum?
Come again?
Where is the Tonga Museum?
We have the Tonga Museum known as Muganzuwo Kalinda in Chikuni, just next to the radio station.
Oh, it's here?
Then yes. Could it be 20 kilometers from here?
20, maybe 26.
But through
When the road
I should go there, right?
the next one, of course, is the main one in Choma, right in the town center. Choma Museum.
In Choma?
Yes.
Oh,
Choma
okay.
Museum.
100 kilometers from here.
Okay.
Then Chief Chikanta in Kalomo district has a little something, but it's new. It's not even 5 years old. However, it's growing. It's
I have, there's many questions I could ask you, but I think one, if I put your interview on the YouTube and internet so everybody in the world could see it, what message do you have as a spokesman for the Tonga people? What do you want to tell the world out there about the Tonga people that they should know?
That would be a great platform for me, and I would even acknowledge the confidence that he has in me. Here is a striking message about the Tonga people that the world needs to know. If the world is looking for peace, Tonga people are a peaceable and peaceful people. No two ways about it. Tonga people have a very strong culture against vengeance. And this is why, for example, we can borrow from the political platform and say, here's a president who was in prison. Here's a president who was brutalized for years on end just because he's Tonga, but he has fought for unity. No grudges. Where there is a grudge, he has labored to plant vision. And this is a political leader who talks international exposure, who talks global investment, who talks ethnicity. He is not missing any cultural festival in Zambia. Why? He is giving true identity to each festival. And I am going there. I use my personal resources on my little bike to visit these areas where human life is cherished and the war is abhorred, where tourists and international travelers are invited, accepted, and made to feel at home, making one world, one people a great aspiration for me. Then, point number 3, there is a lot that the world needs to know about the
Just repeat that last sentence, okay?
There's a lot the world needs to know about the Tonga proverb, the Tonga idiom. To me, these are very key in terms of extracting from the soul of the Tonga person what really matters in the world today, the world that deserves unity, love, and productivity, as opposed to street kids, junkies, terrorists, men and women who don't mean well. They would want to put money where it is injurious to the world. But the Tonga proverb, the Tonga idiom, is strong enough to redeem that situation. Believe you me. For example, there is this Tonga idiom. A Tonga idiom. Mwanangu minwe wabonena mbantu banenedde gwindanduwe basongo gwindanduwe togabeyi bahurugidde gwindanduwe pere wina munwe mulahu winda munwe nyina irerene igujata, meaning my son, my daughter, my child, you need to know these are not just fingers. Instead, they are symbols of all types and classes of people. There are some people who are naturally hefty. Others are slim. There are those who are gifted, very intelligent. Whatever you do, you never catch up with them. They are wired like that. But do not underrate any, because all fingers are actually of same length when it comes to holding work, doing work, delivering services to the community. That's a very strong idiom. And the world needs to see, to know, to demonstrate. I'm available to do that across 50 idioms, across 500 proverbs. They are all there in my books. And I'm happy I was writing at a deliberate pace. I didn't know that opportunities of this nature would open up. Really not for me, but for people that would benefit from that. Believe you me, because of the Tonga proverb, the Tonga idiom, the best tourist destination in the world, as far as I know, is Zambia, because of the Tongas. And mark my words, Zambia has never gone to war because of Tonga people. They had everything to defend in a peaceful manner. Kaunda went down knowing that. Manawasa went down knowing that. Chiruba went down knowing that. The current president is standing knowing that. And a patriotic citizen like me and my young brother here knows that. Thank you. Who are working on the land on their own. The majority have...
Just start again, okay?
Right now, there are very few Tongas who are working on the land. The majority have crossed into town to sell fruits, wild fruits, this and that. They have misplaced the position of money. Instead of land then money, now they think it's manifest land later. And so they are selling land, usually exchanging land with what I want to call petty substitutes. Petty. They are injuring me, they are injuring their own interests. Can you imagine somebody sells away their homeland and they get Ntemba in town where they are dealing in talk time, selling vouchers, transacting and this and that, when in actual fact they have surrendered their birthright and they have come here to do business which is not even sustainable. It makes them inch toward poverty, perpetual poverty until they die, losing out on true independence, on true self-reliance, losing out on capacity to add value to their livelihood. The next aspect is that the investment portfolio has gradually dwindled. I'll give you an example. I know you bear with me because he's my friend. Desmond's father had a huge number of commercial farms, but no one of his sons and daughters has such. Why? An ordinary Tonga has been overtaken by what they feel are better prospects, when in actual fact they are not. So we didn't transition from farms to factories of our own. We didn't transition from farms to shopping malls of our own, to fuel stations of our own. We didn't. To me, that is a striking challenge falling upon the Tonga